The second thing I had here is it's all about the product. And this is the benefit of having me here tonight, because I didn't learn this lesson until 2006. And there's a very interesting quote. If you take a look at Steve Jobs, and everybody loves Steve Jobs, and actually I think he's the most underrated business person of the last 100 years. I think 50 years from now, he'll be appreciated more than he is today. But he got kicked out of Apple, and he came back in 1997, and on the first day, he put all the products in a conference room, and he had all the product guys come in here, and he said, does anybody know why we're in the trouble that we're in? Because they had 30 days of cash left. And they all kind of didn't want to say anything. And he said, well, it's because the products suck. And there were 100 products there. And he took it from 100 products in one conference meeting to 10. He cleaned out 90% of the stuff. He says, we're going to focus on these 10. In fact, one of the great business quotes is Michael Dell in 1997, when Steve Jobs came back to Apple. Somebody asked Michael Dell what advice he had for Steve Jobs. And he said, if I were put in charge of Apple, I'd shut it down and I'd give all the money back to the shareholders. Right? And now it's the most valuable company in the world. And so it was 2006 at Trek, and we had a run of great years. 2000, 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, just killing it. And 2006 comes along, and all of a sudden, not so good. Still making money, still doing pretty well, but it was the first year profits declined, not so good. And one of the problems was one of our competitors had better product. And I hate those guys. And it really bothered me. And so I was talking to Joe V, who's the head of our product development. I bring him in the office, and I'm like, Joe, I said, what would it take for us to have best-in-class products in every category that we competed? He goes, let me figure that out. I'll come back and I'll see you. And Trek's not this, huge company. And Joe comes back and he says, we'd have to add 48 product people. Okay, our sales are flat, our profits are going down, and somebody wants to add 48 high-priced people. Okay, now my dad could talk to you about changing the carpet in an office, changing the shade of the color for 2 hours. But adding 48 engineers, which are going to add $4.8 million to the payroll, that conversation was 5 minutes. All right? Dad, this is what we're going to do. This is why we're going to do it. Okay, go. And we added those people. And the reason I wanted to do that is I really started to believe, I saw the Apple thing, and I really believed if you got great product, there's a few things about products. Great products sell. If you have a great product, it's easier to tell the marketing story. If you have a great product, it's easier to collect the cash. So for all the people out there who are looking to go into a business, you have a product. At Trek, it might be a helmet, it might be a bicycle, it might be a piece of clothing. But if you have a really great product, it makes all the difference throughout the whole chain. I'll tell you, I was out for pizza outside of Amsterdam about 6 months ago. We walked in and we sat down. There's 10 tables there, 3 were taken. Person comes up, took 3 minutes for them to get there. We ordered beers, took about 10 minutes for the beers to come. Ordered the pizza came. It was fine. Ate the pizza and left. And that was the product. And I asked the head of Europe who was with me, I said, well, how do you think that was? He goes, I don't know. It was okay. And so I was like, let me tell you what I'd do if I owned that pizza place. And I went through the list of how we would just absolutely kick ass at that pizza place. We would have that place absolutely rocking. And that would be our product. So I don't care if you're in the bike business, you're in the pizza business, or what business you are in, absolutely focus on having the best product. And it's not that hard. You can go benchmark all your competitors, talk to your customers, and figure out what it takes.